There are essentially two parts to each character. There's the more concrete half, which is your character sheet, and that defines what your character can do. And this video will serve as a tutorial to help guide you through this process. As a quick side note, some people do fill out their character sheet first, while other people, they come up with a background and an idea for their character story first, and then they go to the character sheet. Really, it's a matter of personal preference. So grab your character sheet and a pencil. As you notice here, the character sheet is 2 pages. The first thing you want to do is you want to pick your race and your class. Some decide the race first, some decide the class first, and some do it simultaneously. That's what I prefer to do. Kind of comes up with the whole theme all at one time. So I'm going to assume for the purpose of this video that you've decided you want to make an elven archer type character. So you're going to choose the elf race and the ranger class. The first thing you want to do is you want to generate and assign your ability scores. Strength, Constitution, Dexterity, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. These are really the building blocks of your character. Player's Handbook, page 16 and 17, talks about generating and assigning ability scores, what the ability scores represent. The Ranger class description says that Dexterity is used for your ranged attacks, and Wisdom will help benefit your Ranger powers. Strength, to a lesser extent, more for melee attacks. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to use what is called the standard array. It's 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. It's a totally decent array. Will give you a good, solid character. So you're going to assign those where you want. You're going to put your 16 in your dexterity, since that's going to be governing your ranged attacks with your longbow. Your 14 is going to go into your wisdom to help augment and benefit your ranger powers. 13 strength, 12 constitution, and 11 intelligence and 10 charisma. Intelligence and charisma really aren't going to do very much for you as a character. Okay, moving along, the elf race description says that elves gain a +2 bonus to dexterity and to wisdom. So that is going to increase your ability scores a little bit more. You also want to fill in your ability score modifiers. Those modifiers are really what are going to go into all of your defenses and attacks and skills, and those are really what modifies your rolls to see if you succeed or fail. I went ahead and just didn't fill in the modifier plus half level, because at your level 1, the half level is nothing. You always round down, so just to save some time and not be redundant. Okay, so next, you'll want to fill in your racial traits. So, an elf is medium-sized. Your speed is 7. You have low light vision. You speak the common and elven languages. You gain a +2 racial bonus to the nature and perception skills. You get the elven weapon proficiency with longbows and shortbows. Doesn't really do anything for the ranger class. You have the Fey origin. You have group awareness, wild step, and elven accuracy. Next, you want to fill in your class traits. We're going to start here with the defense bonuses. A ranger gives you a +1 bonus to fortitude and reflex. And as I'm recording this here, I see that I put them in the wrong space. It should have been in the class box, not the miscellaneous box. No problem, though. Hit points. You start off with 12 plus your constitution score, not modifier, score. So that's going to give you 24 maximum hit points. Your bloodied value is half of that. It's 12. Your surge value is 6. Whenever you get to spend a healing surge, you get to regain 6 hit points. The number of surges per day you get is 6 plus your constitution modifier. So you have 7 healing surges per day. It says that you get a number of trained skills. Training gives you a static 5 to those type of skill checks. It says that you get training in either dungeoneering or nature. So you're going to pick nature because you think that goes along with your theme a little bit more. And as well, you get to pick training in 4 more skills chosen from the ranger class skill list. So you're going to choose acrobatics, athletics, perception, and stealth. And next, you get to pick a fighting style, archery fighting style, or 2-blade fighting. So you're going to go ahead and pick the archery fighting style, since that's the theme that you're going for. And that says that by picking that, you also get a bonus feat, defensive mobility. So put that under your feats area there. Okay, as well you get Hunter's Quarry and Prime Shot. So those are all your class features there. Next, you are going to pick your powers. These are what you're going to use in combat to help you try to succeed. You get 2 at-will powers. All first-level characters start with 2 at-will powers. You're going to pick Twin Strike and Nimble Strike, so fill them out there. Next, you get 1 encounter power. And we'll say you picked Evasive Strike to go along with your theme. And your one daily power, which is Hunter's Bear Trap. And that's your big guns, basically. Being that you're level 1, you do not currently know any utility powers, but everyone gets a utility power at level 2. Alright, you get 1 feat. And we'll say you picked Elven Precision to help with your Elven Accuracy racial power. Next, you get to spend 100 gold pieces on equipment. So, we're going to say you bought Hide Armor, because that is the most protective armor that the Ranger class is proficient with. You got yourself a longbow and a quiver of arrows. That'll be your main attacking weapon. You got yourself a longsword, just in case you do find yourself in a situation where you want to make a melee attack, or you need to make one. You picked a standard adventurer's kit, and that leaves you with 10 gold pieces left over. Okay, so now that you are equipped, we can go back and fill in those defenses and attacks and skills. So we'll start with defenses, and these are, once again, the numbers that monsters are going to try to hit when they're attacking you. So first, you get 10 plus half your level. It's a set number. Again, half of 1 is 0 at the moment, so it's just 10. Your AC, that is your armor bonus, and you get to add either your dex or your dex or your intelligence modifier since you're in light armor. Your dex is better, so your AC then is going to be a total of 17. And again, I did a little slight goof here on those class defense bonuses. There we go. I'll move them over to the class box. Okay. Fortitude, you get to use the better of your Constitution or Strength modifier. So they're both 1, so that leaves you with a 12 fort. Reflex, you use the better of your Dex or Intelligence modifier. Definitely your Dex. That gives you with a 15. That's pretty good, your Reflex there. And then lastly is Will Defense, which uses the better of Wisdom and Charisma modifiers. So your Will is going to be 13. Next, we're going to fill in your attacks. We're going to go ahead and do a basic dexterity attack with the longbow, since most of your class powers are going to be dexterity attacks with the longbow. You get 4 for your dexterity modifier. 2 is your proficiency bonus because you are proficient with the longbow. That means dexterity attacks are at +6. Your damage is just getting the modifier, so your damage is 4. And then we'll fill in a couple of basic attacks down here. There's just a basic attack with your longbow and a basic attack with your longsword. So you can see your longbow is definitely better. So your character sheet is starting to look pretty well filled out. We'll fill in the skills here. Your Hide Armor causes a -1 armor penalty to certain skills. We'll put that in. And we put in training already and the ones you're trained with. And basically just you'll fill in your skills with your ability modifiers. You don't have a half level bonus just yet. When you get to level 2, you'll have a half level of 1, and that'll add into everything. So that pretty much just total up, do all your math there. As you can see, certain skills you are much better with, like nature and perception. You're really good with those. Others, like your intelligence and charisma based skills, not so much. We'll put in your passive senses. DMs can use this if monsters want to like sneak up on you or try to bluff you. Your initiative, just based off dexterity. And there we go. You're level 1, you have 1 action point. Your character sheet's looking pretty well filled out there. There are more things to your character that you could fill out at this time, such as your name, height, weight, physical appearance, personality, etc. However, I really feel like these things deserve a fair amount of attention, quite a bit sometimes, and therefore I'm going to create a companion video titled D&D Developing Your Character's Story. So be sure to watch that, and happy gaming.